In at the number 10 spot, we have good teenagers, take off your clothes, and that was a phrase said in the popular movie Aladdin. What? So in the scene, Aladdin and the magic carpet fly up to Jasmine's balcony, only to find Jasmine's tiger Raja was up there. You can hear a little subtle voice in the background that supposedly says, "Good teenagers, take off your clothes." In order to hear this, you actually have to turn up your TV really loud. Disney released a statement saying, in the movie Aladdin, it doesn't actually say that. What? What are you guys hearing? It actually says, "Come on, good kitty, take off and go." The rumor started in 1993 when Aladdin was released to VHS. And at the number 9 spot, the word sex is spelled out in the Lion King movie. A 4-year-old boy from New York actually spotted this image while he was watching the movie. So just around halfway through the movie, there was a cloud of dust that forms when Simba, Pumbaa, and Timon were gazing into the stars while on a cliff. If you actually watch carefully, the newly formed dust appears to spell out SEX. Of course, Disney had a rebuttal, and they said that the image actually spells SFX, and there's not that line on that E. It was inserted by the special effects group, so it's supposed to spell like special effects abbreviated. Things are looking up into the number 8 spot. Well, I'm talking about the minister's erection in The Little Mermaid. So during Ursula's wedding scene, you can notice something protruding from the minister's pelvic region. And it looks like someone is more excited about this wedding than Ursula. Although it does look like an erection, if you look at this scene from a different angle, it's the minister's knee, and it's just badly positioned. Okay, so in at number 7, it's gonna have you questioning your eyesight, because I'm talking about the movie poster of The Lion King. So back in 2002, The Lion King was re-released in theaters for limited time, and this is a popular movie poster from it. At first glance, the poster seems innocent, right? It has Simba on the cover, but if you look closely, it looks like a semi-naked girl wearing what appears to be a thong. This is either Disney being very clever, or we just have too many people in the world with dirty minds. But now I probably just ruined your guys' childhood, because you're always gonna see that image, and I'm sorry. Okay, so The Little Mermaid makes a second appearance on this list, and they come into number 6. I mean, we're talking about the damn Little Mermaid here, and they're making this list twice. And that's because a penis appears to be on the front cover of the VHS movie. So on the cover of the VHS, it seems that one of the castle's tips resembles a penis. And because of this, the castle is often referred to as the phallic palace. And phallic is like another term for penis. It was reported that an angry artist tried to like sneak this image in there, and this is to get revenge because he was gonna get laid off. However, on the newly released version of The Little Mermaid, you don't see this image appear on the cover. Okay, so in at the number 5 spot, we have the naked person that appeared in The Rescuers. During this scene when Bernard and Bianca are riding around the city in a sardine tin, if you pay attention, you'll notice a naked woman through a window in the background. Disney actually made this subliminal message public, and they claim that she was put into the film during the post-production. On January 8th of 1999, Disney decided to recall 3.4 million copies of the 1977 animated movie. Well, if you thought things couldn't get any more shocking, well, I'm sorry to say it does, and this next one comes into number. We have more penis imagery, and this time in the Hercules. So after Hercules punches out the River Guardian monster, a horseshoe hits him right on the forehead, which causes him an awkward looking bump to grow out of his head. It eventually grew into a penis shape, including morphing his eyebrows into a set of testicles. Okay, this next image happens in Alice in Wonderland, and this comes into number 3. So I think we can all clearly see what this rabbit hole looks like. And I'm not sure why Disney feels the need to insert all these sexual innuendos in children's movies. Not only is this image seen in the film, a lot of people say that Alice in Wonderland has a lot of drug references such as cocaine, speed, LSD, nitrous oxide, crystal meth, MDMA, marijuana, mushrooms, opium, and nicotine. I'm not really sure what's happening in this movie, but I think Alice needs some help, because that woman takes a whole lot of drugs. Okay, so Mickey Mouse makes an entrance into number 2, and that's because he's caught holding a penis. This image is an internet favorite. Minnie's dress makes a subliminal penis shape in Mickey's hand, which confirms a lot of people's beliefs that Disney sexualizes their content and displays it for a vulnerable audience. Okay, so we've all made it to the moment you guys have all been waiting for. We're in at number 1. But quickly, let's recap everything we've had. We've had The Little Mermaid and all the penises. We've heard Aladdin tell teenagers to take off their clothes. We've seen the sex words in clouds, a naked woman in The Rescuers. Alice might be using a whole lot of drugs. But in at number 1, things get a whole lot worse. And we're talking about the movie The Monsters Inc. that did really good in the movie theaters and was seen by a lot of people. So what are we talking about? Well, this graphic image, which was allegedly seen in the final scenes of the Monsters Inc., it depicts what appears to be a children's drawing of two people in a compromising position. This image has been circulated all over the internet, and it's left people wondering if this image is real or if it's just a hoax. So I looked into it a little bit more, and it actually turned out that this isn't the image used in the movie. Someone photoshopped this really well and was able to like spread this rumor. And that's the reason why it comes into this list in at number 1, because it even fooled me. However, it was confirmed that animators working on the film created this image as a joke, so this was created by someone who worked on the movie. Disney just knows how to pick 'em. At number 10, Disney was in a whole lot of hot water when their movie The Santa Claus included a reference that actually might be an adult hotline. There was a part of the movie where Tim Allen's character jokes about this number.
Neil's mom's number in case.
1-800-SPANK-ME. I know that number.
And a Merry Christmas to you too.
Well, kids actually decided to call that number, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are trying it right now. Well, they were pretty shocked when they found out that it was an operating sex hotline that charged callers by the minute. So needless to say, lots of kids racked up some pretty huge phone bills as a result of this huge mistake, and I can't believe something like that could actually happen. I mean, someone had to have known that this was an operating number. I refuse to believe that this is just an innocent mistake. Creeping on our list, and at number 9 we have Aladdin's naughty message.
Come on, good teenagers, take off.
Okay, I'm not sure, did you guys catch that? Apparently Aladdin isn't as innocent as you might think. In the VHS version of the movie, you can actually hear him supposedly say, "Good teenagers, take off your clothes." Well, let me play that clip again for you guys.
Come on, good teenagers, take off.
Well, what do you guys think? You be the judge of that. The voice actor denied ever saying those lines. Well, in the script, he apparently said, "Come on, good kitty, take off and go." I'm going with the first one. I'm not going with this one, but I'm not sure what to believe. This seems super suspect to me, and maybe it was intentionally implanted. Mufasa's nose takes us over to number 8. Well, let's all examine this movie cover very closely. Alright, well, you guys are looking at it right now. Do you guys see anything a little bit unusual? How about if I make an outline for you guys? Seems pretty obvious now, doesn't it? I mean, who the heck drew this cover art? Someone with some repressed issues, apparently. Now, you know what? I can't unsee this image. I think my childhood is over, but wait, we're only at number 8, so I guess there's more childhood memories to kill. Great. With that all being said, and at number 7 we have The Unconscious Woman. Did you guys ever notice that Disney had a really creepy recurring theme in a lot of its movies? I'm specifically talking about the fact that in both Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, the princesses could only be woken up when they got kissed by a prince. Well, does anyone else see a problem with this? They are literally unconscious women who've never met any of these men before, but they were basically being violated. I mean, what the heck are we teaching our kids? I mean, Bill Cosby went to jail for this sort of thing, and we're now prompting this in Disney movies. This is actually so bizarre, so let's move on. Esmeralda's naked body and her fire dance brings us to number 6. I think Disney needs to start doing some background checks on their employees, because they have some pretty perverted people working in the art department. I mean, I can't even count on my hands. I mean, how many inappropriate things have slipped into Disney movies? And the next one is no exception. Well, take a look at this picture right here. You can clearly see that Esmeralda's body is highlighted and appears to be naked during her fire dance. In most of the dance sequence, it looks like she was clothed, but there are a ton of frames where it looks like she's actually naked. I just don't know what or who to believe anymore. I mean, my whole childhood, it was just one big lie, wasn't it? Alright, give up all your morals, and this takes us to number 5. There are a lot of life lessons that can be learned from watching movies, especially Disney movies. Well, maybe not. But then there are a bunch of harsh realities that are subliminally hidden in these same exact films. Disney basically taught us that if you want something badly, you should just throw away your morals in order to get it. Don't believe me? Well, I'm giving you some examples, I'm giving you some receipts. In The Little Mermaid, one of the worst lessons that was embedded into the film was when Ariel basically sold her soul to Ursula so she can get a pair of legs. She has no problems leaving her family, her friends, leaving her home, and losing her voice to chase the possibility of marrying a prince. The prince falls in love with her because of her looks, not her personality. So what is Disney trying to teach us here? What are they telling us? I mean, this is not okay. Next up, number 4, we have a naked lady poster. I kid you not, this is probably one of the most recognizable subliminal messages that has ever been found in a Disney movie. If you rewatch the VHS copy of The Rescuers, you will actually see one of the most inappropriate background images ever seen. It's not even a cartoon naked lady, it literally looks like an actual picture of a topless girl with her arms spread. Why is this even featured in the movie? It has no business being there. The overly excited minister tramples onto our list at number 3. Yeah, that's right. We're talking about The Little Mermaid once again. We can probably do a whole top 10 list on The Little Mermaid. But this subliminal message is even more creepy because it involves a priest. Okay, do you guys remember the scene where Ursula is tricking Prince Eric into marrying her? Well, apparently someone was extra excited at the ceremony and they decided to make an appearance.
Dearly beloved.
The original animator argues that it's just the priest's knee, but I'm gonna have to call them out on this one because that knee definitely didn't need to be there. Moving to number 2, we have the devil's dog hand signal. Apparently in a bunch of Disney movies, there are a ton of scenes where the characters are all doing this hand gesture. This is the devil's dog and it signifies the horn of the devil, and it is often associated with Satan worshippers. So are Disney employees just Satan followers, or is this a mistake that was overlooked by a bunch of people a bunch of times? And I'm not sure if I actually want to know the answer to that one. And now coming in at number 1, we have a Nazi symbol. This picture was taken from 101 Dalmatians, and as you can clearly see, there was a swastika on Purdy's back. And this isn't the first time that the animators used spots on the Dalmatian to convey a message, a hidden message. As you can see, there is a horseshoe on Lucky's back in the same picture. So obviously they are pretty adamant about placements of the spots, and it just seems like they've been put there on purpose. Apparently there are a lot of disgruntled employees working at Disney, and maybe this is just their way of lashing out.
So let's jump right into this with our number 10, and we've got this scene from Disney's 1995 A Goofy movie, where the Yeti that's about to attack Goofy on the fishing trip gets sidetracked by a box of random stuff. He sticks his head in, which then emerges with a pair of underpants on his head. One eye is seen sticking out. He's a monster. A one-eyed monster? Get it? Hey, I'm just presenting them, okay? Let's just move on to our number 9. And we've got this scene from Cinderella where Gus and Jack the mice are trying to quickly collect up the beads onto Gus's tail before Lucifer the cat gets to them. We see 3 beads on the tail at the moment, but if you pause it right here, suddenly there's only 2, and we can judge by Gus's face where that third one went. It then reappears right after in the next frame. And if you don't feel like a small part of your childhood died with that, then I'm not doing my job properly. Coming in at number 8, check out this Tangle poster. Rapunzel's hair can famously get everywhere, but apparently it can even find itself spelling out rude words because someone on the internet reckons that this bit spells out sex. Although people seem to say that about every single Disney frame and poster and image, they seem to find sex everywhere. But if you really look hard enough, I'm sure you can find almost any word. Like here for instance, I actually found my name in this poster. Look, D-A-N-N-Y. Illuminati confirmed, I am a Disney prince. At number 7, we've got Who Framed Roger Rabbit and a scene where Jessica Rabbit, the most overly sexualized cartoon character in history, is involved in a car crash. Some people claim that in the original release of the movie, we can see Jessica thrown from the car, and for just 1 frame, viewers can actually see up her skirt. This was said to be one of a number of not so subtle sexual references to Jessica thrown in there by the animators. A Disney executive actually responded to this by saying that people that notice this kind of stuff need to get a life. But what about people like me who present on it? Do I need to get a life? Probably actually. Coming in at number 6, we've got this scene from Bambi where Flower, Thumper and Bambi are walking through the woods when Flower gets distracted by a member of the opposite sex. They end up having a sneaky little kiss and Flower instantly fills up with blood and becomes hard and stiff. And if you guys don't know what that means, then you're probably not old enough to know what it means, so good. Halfway through now at number 5, we've got the movie Hercules and this scene where a centaur is falling from the sky and somebody must have accidentally paused it on this frame, and yeah, there's no prizes figuring out what that is. I don't think the animators are trying to brainwash us, but I do think they knew exactly what they were doing with this one. Bad animators, down animators. Coming in at number 4, we've got satanic symbols that have apparently cropped up in countless Disney movies over the years. Check these out. Some people think they are a symbol of Satanism and that Disney is trying to convert us all into some sort of satanic cult, but others just see random hand gestures that people are reading way too much into. Personally, I'm gonna say they're either reading way too much into it or Disney princesses just love to rock and roll, ain't nothing wrong with that. Let's go on to our number 3 now guys, and some people claim that the famous Let It Go song from Frozen is actually a subliminal message to young people who are struggling with their sexuality and encouraging them to come out and simply let it go. Parts of the gay community have adopted the song as their own anthem and point at lyrics such as conceal, don't feel, don't let them know, well now they know, let it go, as a call for young people to not shy away from who they are.
The haters never bothered me anyway.
But if this actually was the intention of the songwriter, then it might be the first productive subliminal message I've ever heard of. But if you guys want to just get back to good old sexual innuendos, then fine, because our number 2 is from The Lion King. And it's this scene where Kiara is trying to catch falling fruit. She gets 1, she gets 2, but who can guess from her face where the third one lands? Is she looking shocked by something else, or did she just take a fruit to the private parts? Yes guys, these are the kind of questions that will probably keep future generations up at night, but not me. Let's just move on to our number 1. In The Hunchback of Notre Dame, there's a scene where Esmeralda appears in the flames. Firstly, some viewers pointed out that there's a couple of frames there where she appears to be wearing pretty much nothing. And then they say if you have any doubt about the apparent sexual imagery of this scene, well, the animators have helpfully spelt it out right here for you.